Hello, just got back from HACSU's Delegates Conference in Tasmania, and I've got to say, unions in Victoria have a lot to learn from HACSU's rank and file down south. It was pretty awesome. I got to speak on housing and why it's a workplace issue and why unions should take it up all over. But my favourite session was probably the one on international solidarity. During this session, I met an amazing HACSU delegate, John, who was a wharfie during the anti-apartheid strikes on the docks and the waterfront dispute and a bunch of other stuff. During this session, we got to talk about why international solidarity is important for the working class and for the union movement. And it's not just because, it's the right thing to do, or because eventually, we'll help out some workers in another country and then one day they might help us back as a form of charity or whatever. But it's because our class interests are aligned. And for example, during the anti-apartheid strikes here in Australia, the Australian capitalists were using the cheap labour that was provided by this racist system of apartheid in South Africa to increase their profits and lower our wages over here. We have a duty to stand up and fight back against racist oppressive structures like apartheid and genocide because it's in our class interests all over the world. The working class should not have an interest in the oppression of the working class in another country. But the capitalist class here in Australia actually does try and tie our interests as workers with the oppression of the working class in other countries. And they do that through methods like superannuation, which attempts to tie, the product of our labour in these massive corporations that benefit, from the genocide and stuff like that. But also our government tries to do it by tying things like the Australian Future Fund to Elbit Systems. The Future Fund increased its investment in Elbit Systems by 460% in 2024, while at the same time it divested completely from Russian weapons companies while they invaded Ukraine. So yeah, we spoke about the fact that we have an obligation to fight back against all of this. And yeah, I want to just mention that if you work in health and community services in Tasmania, you better join HACSU because they're doing some really incredible work and they are striking. So, solidarity to them. I hope to see you at the next one.